Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Broadacres, the Unrealistic series set on the Australian 16 times map that we've been playing around with. Our big bud is still chugging away on this field, and yeah, every time we start up the new week, I look at that field and I think, you know what, I'm really not sure that this fella is going to make it. I really don't know if he's ever actually going to be able to do this. Not with this little tiny one. I mean, he might be able to do it, he might not, I don't really know. Anyway, we'll let that one carry on there. Oh, somebody was asking me, what is this red thing on the back? For those of you who don't know, the Big Bud doesn't have 3-point linkage. And the Great Plains Cedar, this little tiny Great Plains Cedar here, requires 3-point linkage to be able to be hooked onto the back. And so in order to do that, it's got to have this intermediary here. This is what this thing does, this trailed lifter. And basically for any tractor that doesn't have 3-point linkage, and there are a number of really big articulated tractors that only have hitches, they don't have 3-point linkage on them. You get one of these trailed lifters and you hitch it onto the back, and then it can go through all of the different bits and pieces, and it will then give you 3-point linkage. So for like some sorts of plows, and that is what you would need. So that's what that red thing is for. We've got our other tractors and stuff all running along quite nicely, and we just quickly go through. There's our trees all lined up. Somebody suggested last week that I should try using a and what do you call them, an overloader. One of these bad boys in here. Hang on, let me just go and have a look. Where are we? Oh, auger wagons. Here we go, the auger wagons. Somebody suggested I should try using one of these and load it up with manure, and then just run alongside the trees and empty out doing that. I thought that's an excellent idea, so we might actually try that later on with some of these trees. I think we could have a little bit of fun doing that. If it works, it might not necessarily work. I mean, they all sort of look like they hold the same amount, but none of them have actually got the manure picture next to them anywhere. That's sugar beet on there. Oh no, that's everything on that one. That one's sugar beet. Yeah, they don't actually have the picture for manure, do they? None of them do. Well, this is not good. This is really not good. It's 185,000 litres on that one. Okay, let's just go from there and into the tippers, and then you look in here, and this one's got a whole range of extra stuff like this grass, but it's that little symbol right there that we want, and there isn't one in the auger wagons. I'm actually thinking it would be really cool if we got this one here, this huge, great big one. Maybe I could add in the manure into that one, and then we could load that one up with 185,000 litres of manure, and then we could just run right down alongside the trees, emptying out alongside each one. I mean, we'd probably have to plant a whole load more trees to make it worthwhile. But yeah, I think that's a good idea, so we might actually try that sometime in the future. We'll have to see. Then, if we go through, we've got our Lego tractors, which are now part and parcel of the whole series, much to the chagrin of some people, and others seem to quite like it. We've got millet being planted out here on this field with the New Holland and the Challenger Field Anaconda, and they're slowly sort of reaching in towards each other. We're using a very realistic type of planting to do this one. 2 realistic tractors with realistic planters and everything on the back. Yeah, other than the fact that they're magically teleporting seed and fertilizer into the machines, this is working. You know, it's very, very realistic, which is, you know, not like us at all, really. We've got the cotton. That's still in progress. That's still a work in progress. I've got beans being harvested here by our little tiny Rossel mash, although he's about to run out of fuel. He's only got 7 litres left. And then I've got some more. We go back to the Big Bud. Where's the combines? I did have them running through, didn't I? Did I look at the combines? Oh yeah, I did. These are both going really strong. Well, the 3 of them are. We've got 800,000 litres in there. We've got 22. I've only just started that one up again. And 750 in there. This will all go into storage. We've already filled the pigs up with corn for now. We're going to be getting more pigs later on. We definitely want to get more pigs. And we also need to be looking at harvesting the potatoes fairly soon as well. We're going to need to refuel all of our combines. This is going to be the last sort of field that we do with these combines. We'll be moving on to something bigger, something different. Some people are getting a bit fed up with these little ones being used all the time, and I agree, you know, there's only so long that we can use them and they still remain interesting, despite the fact that this is quite possibly one of the best mods I have yet encountered. Just the attention to detail all the way around it. It's just gorgeous. But anyway, we've already covered that several times, so we don't need to do it again. And what was I going to do? Was actually going, up here. So today is my weekly question from last week. I asked you all if you wanted me to do the vineyards down in the far southwest corner, or if you wanted me to use the new automated tree harvester mod that is on Mod Hub. 1,011 people answered the question, 195 people said vineyards, and 816 people said use tree harvester. So we're going to do the automated tree harvesting. I have no idea how this works or anything else. I don't know anything about this one just yet. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to go straight into it. We're not going to mess around with other stuff today. We're just going to go straight into this one. So we want to go over to here. We want to get the Ponzi Scorpion King. I like the tracks on my Ponzi Scorpion Kings. Hang on, what was that? A complete user manual is available in the in-game help. You can fetch your purchase at the store. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't actually need to. Let's just go back here, and it's in here. It's under Farming Basics. Advanced Knowledge, Animals, Forestry. Is it just this bit in here? I mean, you got logging here. Tree Harvester can do it in one go. Prices, blah, blah, blah. Production Recap. Making Money. Shop. Miscellaneous. Grabbing. Tension Belts. AI Helper. So weather Forecast. Yeah. Train Map Overview. Explanations. Icons. Okay, so it's, mods. Oh, I see. Here we go. Wood Harvester Automation. I'm going to read through this and just make sure there's nothing that was particularly interesting for anybody else. Right, well, there's a couple of little bits. There's just a few instructions on how to use it. But this bit here is actually really interesting. This is the scale value of cut logs sold in the sawmill or other wood triggers. So if you got 1 meter, you get 60% of the value of the timber. 5 meters gives you 100%, 6 to 11 meters gives you 120%. Now, the default longest setting on the harvesters is 8 meters. This one gives you longer cutting options, so you can increase them up. So if you go above 11 meters, it's actually you get less money per meter of wood. You go all the way to 19 meters, and you're only getting 60%, the same as you are down at 1 meter. So the optimum length to cut your tree limbs is between 6 and 11. So if you could set it, say, 10 meters, you've got the best possible option, I would say. But it does depend on what the trees actually cut to, because I think that some of them you get like a slightly shorter one after they've grown or something like that. So we'll have a little play around with that, and we'll see which ones we get the most out of. But yeah, that's the optimal length that you want to get right there, is between 6 and 11 meters, and that's what we're going to be going for. There's a whole load of autos and manuals and stuff like that, so we can deal with that in a minute. Let's grab one of these, and then we can go make our map a little bit bigger, and we can jump over to here. So I got, I'm not actually sure what that one there is, so I'm just going to jump right over beside it. What have I got here? I've got I'm sure, there's a vehicle in that shed there, isn't there? Right, let's make this map a little bit smaller, and we go like this. So we can start this bad boy up. I'm going to do this so that I've got the map going. Well, not the map, I've got the thing going. And right, so we can turn on the harvester, we can hide the HUD, we can change the dirt amount. So let's turn the harvester on a minute. There's the HUD, right. So that one's down the bottom, so we can change the cut length. At the moment it's saying 11 meters, so we change that with Y, so I can do that through there. You can also change the length. I think it's the plus and the minus key, yes. I'm pressing the plus key here, and now I'm pressing the minus key on the keypad on the keyboard. So I'm going to go to a 10 meter length. I think 10 meter would be perfect. So next up, what do we do? How do you go full automation? We've got a complete user manual is in turn off, hide HUD, change the dirt amount. No, I don't want to do that. Cut length, stop engine. Right, so how do I get it to go complete automation? This is what the next bit that I've got to find out. Right, in theory, it should now all work. So I can just move this one out. I'm just going to move that one out. Oh, we've run out of fuel. One of our helpers has run out of fuel. We're going to have to go and deal with that very soon. So I've got that going over there. Now, if I press the right control button, I've actually got this here. That is full auto on now. Now, I don't know how this works. If I go over near the tree, does it full auto the tree, or does it do... This is the bit that I'm not really sure about. I turn that one off. Turn it on again, it's on full auto. I think I do actually have to take it near. We got spruce there. If I go like that, I think I still actually have to do the rest of it myself. If I now press X, in theory it should full auto. It should, except it's not. Why aren't you full autoing? Okay. Activate cruise control, cut. Right, if I now press cut, isn't it full auto now? Ah, right. So that's I'm disappointed in this. Why has it gone down to 2 meters? It's not supposed to be doing 2 meters. It's supposed to be doing full auto 10 meters. Unless it's because there was a little bit left over or something. That is disappointing. So if I go here, I turn that one off. How do I bring it back up? Left shift H. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Change cut length is now on 1 meter. And turn off the harvester. Right, let me try turning it off and then turning it back on again. Is that going to bring it up? Nope, that's not going to do it either. That's moving stuff around. Hide the HUD. I want to bring it back. I've lost my HUD already. Right, I found out how to do it. You just press H. And you press H again, so that's now gone to full auto, and then you go to manual, and then it goes to off. So you have to just press H, and it works. So I got auto on at the moment, and it's gone 10 meters. So what it does with the auto is, let me just get rid of the hired help there, not the hired help, the thingy on there. And you do actually still have to do this. Now, this one is 35.6 meters, so it gives you information about how big the tree is before you start. Diameter 539. So what I can do is I can actually increase the length. If I go, well, 12 meters is, but I want it to be between 6 and 11 meters. That's the optimal point, is between 6 and 11. So 10 meters is going to give me 3, and then it's going to give me 1. So I actually want to drop that back down to 24, 32. If I say, actually, I'm going to go 9 meters. If I go 9 meters, that should be an optimal kind of length that is going to get all of it within range that I want to get. So you got to manually cut it like that, and you lift it up, and you let it drop down. So you've got to move it. I thought that it automated the entire thing. It doesn't. What it does is now if I press X again, it will then go through and it will do all the 3 cuts all at once. No, it won't. It's supposed to. I thought it did. I have been betrayed. It's supposed to just go. It's not doing anything automatic. It's supposed to be automatic tree harvesters. It's now. Right, I see. It's just changed its own setting, which I didn't want it to do. So I'm going to go like that, and then I'm going to go there to manual. And now which one do I go? Like that, and I go back to 9 meters. And then I do it again. So if you want to keep it on its the setting that you've selected, you do need to kind of nurse it through. So it's not as automatic as we hoped. It's definitely not as automatic as we hoped. But if I then go back through, I go auto on, I go full auto on, it should now, I think I can still like change the setting here. I can still move those up. So I could put that one up to 11 meters like that. And then if I bring the control button over and I go to 6 meters there, I could actually increase that one to 7 meters like that. And then I can move this one over here and I can increase that one to 3 meters. Just to give a slightly better one. We'll see if it automatically changes the length of them, or if it just goes through those 3 pre-settings that you've got. So if you set all 3 pre-settings to the same length, you could, I think, sort of get round how it's working. But it doesn't do completely fully automation. Or full automation, I should say. Which I'm a little bit disappointed about. That's kind of what I was hoping for this episode, was that we would literally, you just grab hold of a tree and it just does the entire thing. But I got full auto on, so now if I press X again, once I get to that position, it will then cut all the rest. It will do there, it's done 11 meters, it will do it again, and then after that it'll decide if it needs, yes, it's going to cut it down shorter. So it's going to do, kind of get you the best lengths that it can out of the ones that you've given it on preset. So if I change them all to 11, it would do it like that. It does mean that if you're doing a whole load of trees, it's going to be a lot easier for you to do it, because it'll do it on automatic instead of manual, and you don't have to just sit there spamming the cut button continuously. Now, I know all about this, having filmed my time lapses, and doing the time lapses, if you're doing a whole load of trees, you know all about pressing the X button. You press it, and 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 you sense a pattern developing here, and it just keeps going on and on and on and on until finally you lose the will to record anymore. It's terrible. It really is. That's why I don't do very many forestry videos. But this is actually really, really good. So I do like this idea. I think this idea is absolutely fantastic. We got nice straight lines of trees here as well, so that's going to make it nice and easy. I mean, one of the things that I tend to do with my time lapse is I do tend to squish the trees together quite a lot, probably unnecessarily so. So let me I'm going to extend that one out just a little bit, bring it round like that. I think that's probably about right there. There we go. So I can bring that one up, let it just fall down, and press X, and then it'll do the rest. So I don't need to worry about a whole load of it. I mean, ideally you don't want the branches going across the top of your machine like that. That's not kind of the optimal way to do this. I would say what we want to do is we want to move that one out and then kind of move it out here. The key to filming the time lapse is that you've got to be able to repeat things, and you don't want to be able to move the camera around very much. You've got to remember that I speed some of this up like 25 times. Now, I know that I'm getting more and more people that don't actually like the time lapses. It was kind of the big draw to the channel used to be the time lapses, and now I'm getting more and more people that don't come here for the time lapses. You're not particularly interested in those. You prefer watching a whole range of other stuff that I do, and I think that's absolutely brilliant. I never wanted to be a one-trick pony, and I'm quite glad to find out that I'm not. One thing that we will do a minute, if I press control here a second and I go onto that one, oh no, it's because it's gone to automation. So it might actually be because we go there, we go full auto on. We'll just let this one chop through, then we'll change it. We're going to change all of them to 11 meters. So this so that we got the optimal, the perfect ranges, because that one's just now, it's gone 11 and then it's gone 2 at 7, and then it's gone for a couple at 3 meters as well. And otherwise we wouldn't have been able to get that last one. So we had 2 at 7. So it does automatically go down through. So I just want to see though if we can increase. If I increase this one here, you got to press the button individually, so it takes a while to get all the way up to 11 on this. Not great, but we can live with it. So if we go up there, I mean, what we could do is you could set it within a range. So we've got that there. Oh no, I need to press the control button. You press the left control button and then you go onto there. So if I push that one up to 10 meters, we've then got 11, 10 and 9 for it to work its way through, which are nice long lengths. It makes it nice and easy. It keeps it all simple. And I think that would actually work out quite well. I mean, I don't know what it's going to do. Once we lift it up, we got 11 first. It will take what it can of 11 meters, and then it will decide what to do with the rest. So we go, press X. It's going to drop one down at 11 meters there, and then it's going to go straight down to a 10 meter, and it's chopped one of those out, and it's going to go to a 9 meter because obviously we don't have anything left, and then it's going to chuck out a little tiny bit at the end as well. So, I mean, I don't know what the auto-loading trailers do. That would be the other things, to find out what the auto-loading trailers do, but apparently what this thing also does is it can cut down any tree. It doesn't necessarily have to stick with just one type of tree. So let me just cut one more here a minute. And there's another little experiment that I would like to try, which I think could be quite interesting. We got one at 11, we got one at 10, and we're moving back down to 9. So it's going to keep doing that while I've got it on those particular numbers. So that's great there and all. So now we want to go into placeables, and apparently this will cut down any type of tree. Now, we don't have placeable poplar trees anymore. We used to. I don't really know why they removed the poplars. Now, I've got maple trees all over Sandy Bay. You probably noticed that particular style of tree. I'm getting fed up with those types of trees. They're everywhere. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of them. And yeah, I've got lots of these trees that I need to do stuff with, and I'm slowly getting rid of them. I am slowly chopping them all out of the map and getting rid of them completely. I don't want them there. I don't particularly like this tree. Is too thick for this machine. Right. Actually, that is really, really cool, that it'll tell you that it's too big. So, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't do me any good at all because it's too big. But, I mean, let's go here and we'll go to the placeables and we'll take a look at the birch tree. I'm assuming that this one is another option for it as well. And let's see what that one says. That one, it'll cut. So, it'll take that one and we can cut it. But then, does it delimit? Some of them it won't delim. Some of them it won't, it's not interested in doing that. Press X. It's sort of delimbing it. It's not delimbing it at all, though, is it? No, it's cut the tree down, but it hasn't removed any leaves or anything else. So, you got a few different options with this. I think we're going to cut... Let's change these settings a little bit. I'm going to change this one. I'm going to lower that one down to 7 meters on that one, and then I think we go to this next one here, and we change this one down to 9 meters so that we've got sort of a bit of a range. Oop, no, that's the wrong way. Yeah, I'm aware that I'm going up instead of down. We'll change this one back down to 9 meters on there, and we'll see. Right. I'll just bring that one round a bit. There we go. Spruce. And we can bring that one out. Getting it lined up sometimes is a little bit tricky. So there we go. We've got that one on there, and it's automatically set over to 11 meters. And we'll see what the 11, 9, and 7 work out at. So it's going to drop 1 at 11 meters. Drop through, and it's going to do an... Oh, I was pressing the button again. I don't need to do that at all. It will do it all by itself. And then it's going to drop down to 7 meters. And then it's left with a 5.5 meter log at the end. So, I mean... Really, I suppose we should be lowering it down from 7. We want to be going lower still. We want to get it down. We want to go to 6 meters as the bottom one, so that it'll do everything within that range of, the absolute optimal range that we've got. Right, I've got 6, 8.5, and 11. Let's see what that does. Just drop that down to there. Chop that one through and let it go over, and then we can see what this next one does. I think in tomorrow's episode we're going to go and get a automatic log trailer, and we'll load up a few logs and we'll see what we can do with selling them. So we got a second one at 11 meters, and then we're moving to 6 meters, and there'll be 2 lengths at 6 meters, and then it's left with 0.6 at the end, which is just a nothing. So yeah, that's actually 11 and 6 seems to be the optimal range for these trees, and these are all the same length. They're all nice big long trees, all about 35.6 meters. So we want to get them as low to the ground as possible, like that. And that gives us 34.7. So obviously you do have some under the ground. It does read some of the stuff that's under the ground as well. So we go here, we got 11 meters coming off, so that'll leave us with 23. And then it's jumped down to 8.5. We'll do one of those, and then it's gone down to 6. I would have been better, I think, if it had done another 8.5 before it done that first cut. But all of these logs are within the optimal range, so it doesn't matter which of these settings we're now getting selected, it will do it perfectly every single time. We'll get the full 120% range. Now, I am aware that I haven't actually asked you a question this week. I'm not going to be asking you a question because there is potentially a big change that I did say I wasn't actually planning on, but I may do another big change to this channel, which will involve this series. So I will wait and see at the moment what happens for the next week or so, but yeah, I'm deliberately withholding a question because of what might be happening in the future. So yeah, I know that was kind of a cryptic message without actually telling you anything at all. I don't really want to tell you anything. I just want to say basically we're not having a question this week. I have my reasons. All will become clear at some point in the next couple of weeks, but I can't really tell you any more than that. Not at the moment. Just in case plans change. I don't really want to say one thing and then it end up being something completely different, because it will, Obviously, I don't want to be saying too much and getting some people's hopes up and disappointing other people and then going back on my word on everything and changing it all around yet again. So, yeah, we'll leave that. But anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. We're going to get another, we'll do another couple, I think. And then next, in tomorrow's episode, we can then go through and we can chop down a few trees and we can sort of see what we can find. Let me just bring that one through there and we'll let that one go. No, not chop down a few. Next episode, we'll go and get the auto-load log trailer. Not the standard one for the game, but I'll get an auto-load one that I've got. And we'll bring that one over. We'll load up a few logs and we'll take them off. There's lots of different things that you can do with timber on this map, so we'll do a couple of bits with them. We also need to go and get some fuel, and we'll run that over to the various different machines that are going to need it, because there's quite a few now that have run out of fuel, so we're going to have to do quite a bit of work, because we want to keep doing with the fuel thing until such time as the big bud runs out of fuel. I want the big bud to completely run out of fuel. That's kind of the whole point of this. At the moment, it's only the Rossel Mash combines that have run out of fuel, so the rest of them are doing just fine. So we'll set those, and there's 2 6-meter ones there, and we're done. I think that will probably do us. So, yeah, until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.